My place in Canadian history begins with my dad, Daniel Bryan Boughton. From 1982 to 1986, my dad was in the U.S. Navy. Around this time, Libya was causing a lot of political unrest with the states, so my dad was sent there to help the issue. After he was out of the Navy, he lived in Memphis, Tennessee. He attended State Technical Institute of Memphis for computer networking as well as working at a bottle cap factory. In 1988, my dad was offered a job in Los Alamos, New Mexico. This is when George H.W. Bush was the president, so it was a very active year. He was offered a job at a lab working on computers, and he decided to take it because he had never been there and wanted to try something new. My dad moved to Los Alamos in 1988. As a young adult, my dad was pretty involved in church, so naturally he found a new one when he moved. He started going to Christ Community Bible Church, which is where my grandparents Trish and Andy also attended. He became very good friends with them. A year later, they introduced him to my mom, Melinda, when she was home visiting from school around the 90s. Soon after my parents met, they started dating. After 9 months of that, they got married, and once they were married, they had my brother Mark on May 8th, 1991, when my mom was just barely 21 years old. Around 3 years later, on March 15th, 1994, my mom had my sister Abigail. They all lived in Los Alamos until Abigail was just less than 1 year old, and then they moved to Waukegan, Indiana. On January 30th, 1997, my mom had my other sister Elena, and right before I was born, my family moved to South Bend, Indiana, and I came along on November 4th, 1999. Our family stayed in South Bend for a majority of my life. Since my parents were more religious back then, my siblings and I were raised a little differently. Mainly, we were homeschooled for a while, and we were very involved with our church. But we did things like raise bunnies and have chickens even though we were living in the city, which I think brought our family closer together. In January 2008, my parents decided to separate, and in May of 2008, my mom started talking to my stepdad Dave on the phone and Skype. Dave came for a visit in December 2008 and never left after that. By February, my parents' divorce was finalized and my dad and brother moved out, and in March of the same year, my mom and Dave got married. Unfortunately, it was very hard for Dave to keep a job because the economy was at a low from President Obama being elected, but he kept trying because he liked living here, and everyone was overjoyed when Christine was born on December 16, 2009, and completely ignored the struggles we had. After 5 years of struggling with jobs, Dave started looking in Canada where he is from. Eventually, he got a job offer from Hirsch Construction, and he moved back to the Estevan area in April 2013. This is when Stephen Harper was the PM, so the economy was doing well and it was easy to get a job. Because of the timing of the move, Elena, Christine, and I were the only kids living at home, and since my dad lived 30 minutes away, we were offered to live with him. But because it was something new, Elena and I wanted to try moving. My mom and Christine moved in June of 2013, and Elena and I spent the summer with our dad and friends in South Bend, and officially moved in August 2013. When we first moved here, we were living in Frobisher. I started grade 8 at Weldon, and Elena started grade 10 at the Comp. In June 2015, we moved to Beanfate and have been here ever since, and that's my life in Canadian history so far.